I'm with itbusiness.ca. We're going to be live webcasting the whole thing, so stay tuned right here. The entire demo day will be live, available to you at this page at itbusiness.ca as well as incubes.ca. We're also on Twitter. You can tweet us at itbusinessca on Twitter, and we're going to work in as much Twitter integration with the live stream as possible. So if you want a startup to answer a question, you see a founder on stage that you like, you want an answer from them, tweet us a question. We're going to get it answered for you here on camera live. And, we're going to make sure be watching this Twitter stream, again, at itbusinessca, hashtag Incubes. We're live streaming starting at 1:30 p.m. is the main presentation. We're doing interviews before and after, so stay tuned. And to get us started here with Incube's Demo Day, the fourth cohort we're seeing today, I'm going to have Travis Corry from Incube's come on here. He's the managing director, and he's going to be telling us all about the startups that we're about to see today and what to expect from the Demo Day ahead of us.
First, I'd like to thank you, Brian, for coming back and covering another demo day. We appreciate it very much.
You bet. It's a lot of fun to be here and webcast this. I have a great time doing it, and I have to say, you guys just upgrade your game every time. This is the most organization I've ever seen go into a demo day.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
It's really
right. So one of the most exciting things for our viewers online is that this live broadcast is actually being streamed by an Incube's alumni, a company called Videogami. And you will see them speak later on during the stage presentations. And you can, let's see, I have to remember how they say it. You can save your favorite clips.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I see one of the cards right here. We have the URL, if you want to tell people.
So there's a special URL you can go to if you want to try the software. It's incubes.videogami.co. And the founder, Juan Gonzalez, is an interesting person in that he was a mentor at Incubes before he was an accelerated founder. So he participated in Intake 01 and Intake 02, and then he had a startup which he wanted to launch, and we partnered with him, put him through the program, and he now has investors, he has customers, and he's doing a business-to-business model with his software, and he's rolling it out and using the income from existing customers to supplement the investment capital in a really kind of lean, agile way to develop a phenomenal product. And he's a great innovator, and we're excited that we actually get to use one of our alumni's software for this broadcast.
Yeah, I remember meeting Juan and seeing his great video platform at the last demo day. And in fact, when we did the elevator pitches for Incubes that are on itbusiness.ca, I was really impressed. I mean, he lets you take videos that are already online, YouTube clips, and then, clip them up, basically do basic video editing right online and save it in any way you want. So you could turn something really complicated video into something short and instructional, or you should try it out. I mean, if you're watching.
Let's say the URL again. Yeah. Incubes.videogami.co.
Yeah, really worth checking out. I mean, you could take this whole stream that we're doing and condense it down into just your favorite parts. Maybe there's one startup that you really like. You could compile out your own highlights reel of just what they're doing.
I think one of the clever usability things that they've done is it actually saves a few seconds before you hit the button. So it's not like you have to guess what's going to happen. Something happens that you want to capture, click, you got it.
Oh, that's perfect. They thought of everything. Okay, well, tell us, Travis, what are we going to see here today? Starting at 1:30, what's going to happen on stage?
So first, we'll have Ben Zlotnick, CEO of Incubes, and he'll get up and give one of his inspiring speeches, as always. And then we'll have 5 of our startups launched to the world. And then we'll have a keynote from Renata Quintini of Felicius Ventures, and her firm is pretty impressive. She's really a connector between Toronto and Canada and the Valley. They've backed companies like Shopify and Fitbit, and yeah, it's bound to be a very good.
I have a Fitbit with me right now.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm not going to rack up many steps today because, I have it.
You should show her that. So. You should have a conversation with her about it.
Yeah, I'll talk to her about Fitbit. I wonder, maybe we can compare, see who has more steps today.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not going to win, probably. I just came here on the subway. Anyway, so Ben talks, and then we're going to see the startup launching, the startup demos. How do those work?
Well, so InCube's program is a 3-month curriculum. It's a curriculum of due diligence that we guide the companies through. We take early phase tech startups, strong teams with an existing prototype, and we create investable companies. And then we grad them to either their first big product launch or their first seed capital raise. So that's what you'll be seeing today.
Okay, and is there special rules? Do they have to meet a certain time limit? Do they have to hit certain points when they're on stage? What are we going to see when they're actually doing their demos?
And so we ask them to keep it to 6 minutes. And during the last month of the InCubes program, we focus a lot on bringing real venture capitalists, real angel investors, influencers in the Toronto scene in to actually critique. And we do a lot of due diligence on them during that time period. So the presentations are very honed by this point.
Yeah, and let's talk about what happens before Demo Day. I mean, Demo Day tends to be your big public event where you expose these startups to the world. But what's happening behind the scenes in the months leading up to this? There is a lot of work that goes into these startups. It's not like they just showed up today, have a company ready. Right. What's the journey like to get to this point?
So it starts with a big funnel. We had over 400 applicants to the last intake, and from that we narrowed it down to, I can't remember now exactly, maybe 30, 40 that we interviewed. And from that we chose the 5 that you'll see on stage today. They made it through the 3 months. So we really fit in the ecosystem of investment as a vetting body, a body of due diligence. And that's why investors are here today. That's why investors are interested in what we're doing, as well as the press, and because we find the quality talent and we help them get to a point where they're ready to launch and they're an investable company.
Yeah, and that raises an interesting point and an important one too. I mean, you have a VC doing the keynote. You're talking about all the due diligence that goes into this. Really today is to showcase these companies to potential investors.
That's correct. It's a way to get attention. You put on a little bit of showbiz and get the community interested. Get Brian Jackson from IT Business talking about them, and it's benefits them from a marketing standpoint. Benefits them from a connection standpoint. Gives investors a fast way to see a bunch of companies in a row and see what's out there.
Okay. Great. So is there like a lot of legal work that you have to do to get ready for this? I mean, the due diligence must be pretty tough.
That's week 1. So week 1, we take care of the fundamentals. We have an attorney in-house, and he comes in, Zev Zlotnik, and he, are you incorporated? Do you have a shareholders agreement? All the basics. Let's talk about financial disclosure. Let's talk about how much runway you have with your current funding. Are you self-funded to date? And then I sit down with them. We do a roadmap. We try to sketch out the next 3 months. InCubes is different than a lot of other accelerators in that we're actually curriculum-driven. And that's a way we've differentiated ourselves in the space. And our curriculum is a series of about 100 deliverables that the companies hand in. And by the end, we vet for them. That's what we do.
Okay. I want to talk about, too, how you've improved your program, because this is the 4th time that InCubes has put on a demo day, the 4th cohort of startups that you've hosted now, and you really add on to your program every time. I mean, I've been covering you since you launched, and I just noticed that you have new components each time, new partners, and tell us about the new partners that you brought in for the 4th cohort here.
All right, so we have a partner, CYBF, which is bringing in $15,000 in financing for each of the startups. And we're working with other such partners to scale out as we move forward. The accelerator landscape in Canada is quite competitive at the moment. We're lucky that we were one of the very first players, especially in downtown Toronto. There's some phenomenal accelerators in Canada. Foundersville, you might know of, up in Montreal, and Grow Labs in Vancouver. And we've got a Jolt here out of the Mars complex. And we have Extreme startups here. And, InCubes has a very different culture than those in that we were entrepreneurs. And we started with the vision of Ben Zlotnik, InCubes. So we really built it from the ground up as a business.
Okay, fantastic. I can hear the buzz. This room is starting to fill up. People are filing in. We're anticipating the start of Demo Day again at 1:30 p.m. I'm Brian Jackson with itbusiness.ca. We're at the King Edward Hotel in downtown Toronto. We're live streaming the live Incubes Demo Day. This is the fourth cohort, and we're going to see 5 different startups today launching their products, their internet platforms to the world.